Ja, yes.
Okay. Ja, jeg hedder Marc Levin, og jeg hedder faktisk Marc Levin,
Ja.
men danskere kan ikke sige det, de siger Marc Levin, så jeg hedder Marc Levin. Vi har prøvet på at være integreret. Jeg taler dansk, men det koster ekstra, så nogle gange I speak English because, you know, that's where all this
We
came from.
can't afford it.
Slow side music I'm going to play. Jan is one of my old sweet brothers, very kind, very talented, and very patient with me. So, and he just wore out my embouchure with his hardcore. Everybody's here. This is my adopted grandchild. This is the sweetheart. He's the humble one. He meditates, reads books, doesn't say much, and plays his butt off. Gets a little shy, too. His name's Krzysztof. Maciejko. Is that right?
Maciejko.
He reads thick books in Polish about Thelonious Monk and Nietzsche. He's a badass. Okay,
Yeah.
no more.
That's serious.
Okay, I'm not going to say much about this first song. I'm just going to put you right in it. And then later on, we'll be passing a questionnaire. For indvandrerflygtninge. Og hvis I siger noget godt, så kan jeg få lov til at blive i landet. Okay.
Yeah, we're ready. Go.
You've been, in 1971, you told me you were ready. I told you I'm never ready. Okay. Yeah. You're hired.
Ja.
1, 2, 1. den hedder Reunion Communion, og den hænger sammen med, at jeg først kontaktede Thor for nogle år siden, for min familie, de er enten døde, de stemmer for Trump, eller de er zionister.
Det er lidt samme.
And I love them. But I said to Thor, what am I going to do with all my music and my stuff? So we decided that I would be digitalized here instead of being burned and thrown into Inger Støjberg's backyard. So that's the deal. That's how it all started. And part of my job is to work with internationalization of Center for Dance Jazz History. And some of you know that Dick Griffin came here a while back. And Dick Griffin and I played together in New York many years ago. He's older than me. He's one of the few people who's older. Dick is 85. And Marshall Allen is 100, 20 concerts a month leading the Sun Ra Orchestra. And when he was 99, they said to him in an interview, don't you forget, I mean, you're an old man. He says, the only thing I forget is that I'm 99. And I wrote this song for Dick and me. It's called Reunion Communion.
Yeah.
And this is a theme also because here we are. But he's not as old as Dick or me. He's a young dude. No. So every time I get together with somebody else, I create Reunion Communion. The next song is for another piano player. In our music, I haven't played with many piano players. With all respect, they get in the way. But when Jan Kaspersen gets in the way, he kicks your ass, and you learn something, so he can get in my way anytime he wants.
Yeah.
But before I found him, I got together with Mal Waldron. Some of you know Mal Waldron. You should. He's the most documented piano player around. Malcolm Earl Waldron. Played with Billie Holiday. That's what he's known for, with Mingus and with Coltrane, wrote for Coltrane. And that's a beautiful story. It's coming in a series of stories I'm going to be doing online. And we met in 1962, and we met again in 75. We worked for 10 years, all around mostly Northern Europe. And this is about my love for Mal. I should also say, by the way, I'm sorry, it's my Hustler thing. This is one of my 2 records. It's the latest one, and this song is on it. And this record costs 175 krona, but for all of you, it costs 125.
Oh.
My Blue Rose, that's another story. Do you have anything to sell tonight?
Huh?
Didn't you bring cassettes to sell?
No. It's all over now.
Jan's not Jewish.
Can you see the
You had last time, but you wouldn't take. You gave me one and a hug and a kiss.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Okay.
Hello.
Everybody ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is the Jan AA and Marc BA, and that's that. Okay.
Let's go.
1. If Monk, you ready?
Yeah.
No, undskyld, det er langsommere.
It's up to you. Bare kom.
1, 2. Den hed If Monk Could Be Here Tonight.
Yeah.
And he is. Just have to close your eyes.
Yeah.
Say, Thelonious? You say, what's up? Dick Griffin was very friends with a lot of the musicians, and he said every time Monk came to him, he'd go, you all know, Monk was a very charming guy, a great musician. And when he would go to Dick, he'd always take him in a corner like this. He'd say, hey Dick, how's your family? He says, they're fine. Your boy, still playing the drums? Yeah, yes, Thelonious, he's 44 years old. Yeah, that's good. Is he healthy? Good. Everybody okay? You need any money? We're always like this. It's our little secret now. So he's always here.
Yeah.
Okay?
Ja.
My flute, 1, 2, 1. My blue rose, it blooms in the garden, near the trash and through the night. 'Cause that rose, it had its roots in bondage. It can survive without sweetness or light. The rose was a gift from a poet named Henry. Black man, he labored, he studied at night. Oh, friend, take this gift from a heart that can love, but is too tired to fight. My rose got big in that garden, near the trash, all through the night. 'Cause that rose had its roots in bondage. It can survive without sweetness or light. Years had passed. I didn't see much of Henry. Society played its division game. He dreamed just of honest freedom, while I had illusions of fortune and fame. But my rose got so big in that garden, near the trash and through the night. 'Cause that rose, it had its roots in bondage. It will survive without sweetness or light. was riding in a car on the East Side Highway. My old friend's destiny was far from my hand. Henry was down, her good old friends of black people dread. Henry was down on his luck dispensation, experiencing the impossible, slave frustration. He found himself in a confrontation with a man in blue in the subway station. Officer of the law with a black man before him. They figured he ought to take out his gun. Time he didn't have this wild Negro's excuses. He'd better get on with his own abuses. But my little flower got big in the garden, near the trash and through the night. Cause that rose had its roots in bondage. It will survive without sleepless or light. Now the cop, he sits somewhere today, I'm sure. He's feeling patriotic and proper and demure. The sin he committed was not his alone, but the history of slaves removed from their home. But the cause of that sin was certainly fear, 'cause brand new flowers come year after year, and my blue rose gets big in the garden, near the trash and through the night. I have to explain what I just did. There is, not many people know, unfortunately, but in American literature, African American literature, or as one of my dark-skinned friends calls it, Africans in American literature, there are very noble people: Toni Morrison, Alice Walker, James Baldwin, of course. And there was a poet named Henry Dumas, D-U-M-A-S, Google him, read his poetry. And I'm very old, I'm old. And that's a good thing, because you can say whatever the fuck you want. Until Trump finds you.
Yeah.
And he's hanging out with the Arabs now, mashallah. Yeah. Fuck him. Anyway, in the summer of 1962, when I was 20 years old, I needed a place to stay that summer because I was an ice cream man. Have you ever seen the movies in America in the 50s? They have a guy with a white hat and white uniform. He drives around with bells, ding, 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 ding. I used to play, it was when we had, my favorite thing was coming out. So I was playing chum, chicka chum, chum, chicka chum. And I went into the white suburban ghetto and sold coconut. Well, okay. And that was my summer gig. and I needed a place to stay in New Brunswick, New Jersey. I was at Rutgers University. And Eddie Brown, who also became a well-known writer, was going on Euroworld because he wanted to see Europe before it got worse, but it didn't get worse. So he rented us an apartment, and he said, your roommate's going to show up. And it was Henry Dumas. And Henry had been through a lot then, and he was loved at Rutgers University, at Princeton, which wasn't far away. He taught and mentored many young poets, but he was in his late 20s. I was 22, and he was 29, so he was much older. And he'd seen a lot. And he had a family, not far away. He had a factory job, and then he played his poetry workshops. 1962. And we spent that summer together, and the story is actually written. There's a written part inside this album, explains the story. And one night he looked at me and he smiled and he said, Mark, did you know that black people like spaghetti? 1962, that was a weird thing. I mean, I came from a working class family, but we did have many skin tones in our home because of who we were. But all of a sudden I realized I wasn't as inclusive as I thought. And he told me many beautiful things, and he taught me a lot. And some of it's in the liner notes, and you can find him on, and I think you should read him every day a little bit, Henry Dumas. So, as I said in the song, time went by. I got my bachelor's degree, I got my master's degree. I was teaching at City University of New York. There was more racism, there was Vietnam. So it was time to get out, and a Danish doctor came, and he said, we would like to have you in Denmark.
Yeah.
Institute for Social Medicine. Actually, they wanted to have an ex-junkie, but they couldn't get it through because they didn't have a degree, and I was working with ex-junkies, so I had a bachelor's degree and a master's degree. So I came to Denmark, back and forth for several years. And some people say, was it på grund af en dansk pige? No, it wasn't. And I didn't move to Denmark, I moved away from America, this little motivation thing. And my life went on. And in 1972, 73, I was working with Mal Waldron. We didn't have internet in all those old days. And I somehow came across an article. And I realized in 1968, when we lost Dr. King, and I was with Dr. King a week before they killed him in Jersey City at Head Start, I was with him. We lost Bobby Kennedy. We lost a few others. In 1968, Henry was in New York. In the meantime, he got hired at the University of Southern Illinois. It was one of the first places where they had Department of Black Literature under Dr. Eugene Redmond, who's still alive. He's old like me, but he's alive. And he was a professor. He was in New York just to do a gig. And a cop saw him and killed him. 1968. I'm reading this in 1972. And of course the cop got off. And that was that. Henry was gone. And I wept for a week, and I wrote this song, and I played it with Mal Waldron. And the second piano player I'm playing it with is Dan Kaspersen. You didn't change your name. Okay, that's what that was. The last song in my selection. As the old brother said, when your brass chops get tired, play the flute. A cappella, then you and me. Remember, that's it. It's been about you. was a time it was yours and it was mine. There were Jews and Muslims, Zoroastrians too, Christians and Muslims, Baha'i were all together. Palestine, they loved one another, took care of their kids. They saw all the beauty in being, just being is it Palestine. Cousins in Abraham, cousins in the Torah, cousin in the Hadith, cousin in the Quran. Palestine was once a place. It was yours, it was mine, and then the greed, the power of it, the needy, they took it, they killed us, they moved us. Oh, Palestine. i aften. Der er bare en ting, jeg glemte at sige. Det er kun gamle danskere, kan forstå det her. I kender godt Valdemar Rasmussen?
Ja.
Jeg skal hilse mange gange. Hvem siger jeg?
Ja.
Ja. Valdemar en dag tog og sagde til mig, vi har en gammel trompet.
Oh.
Ja. Og jeg gik op, og jeg fandt den. Det er Valdemar Rasmussens flygelhånd.
Ja.
Og jeg har talt med hende, der skal begrave mig. Hun hedder Connie. Hun er flot. Og når jeg er 150 år gammel, hun får lov til at se mig nøgen. Og det står... Ja. I don't tell you everything. Og jeg har lavet en aftale med Jazzcentret, at den hører til Jazzcentret. Og jeg må have den, så længe jeg lever og kan spille. Men det er Valdemars. Og jeg skal også sige, det er en Bach Stradivarius. So the boy had taste. This is the best. So I want to thank Monk, Bill Dixon, Mel Waldron, and all the other mishpacha, Jesus, the brown rabbi, and Moses and John Coltrane. And I'll see you when I see you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Marcelo.
Tak fordi jeg lyttede. Det var en god oplevelse. Dejlige mange lyttende ører. Vi kan lide det. Og køb Marc Levins LP. Ja. Han har også brug for pengene.
Ja, jeg er en pensionist.
Ja. Skal vi ikke købe et? Slet ikke have
Og hvis ikke jeg har penge nu, hvad siger du?
Skal vi slet ikke køre med? Altså, lille bitte ting.
Desværre, men jeg... This is a high-end Copenhagen guide.
Yeah, it is.
But I'll be back on the 11th with Kristen Osgood, and and then I'll be back on the 18th with you're getting taller all the time. But
It's young people.
yeah. He goes to the mountain. He goes to Nepal and meditates. One of those. He's 3,000 years old. He's a beautiful kid.